question we get is if myself or my mother or my father is receiving Medicaid at home but needs to move into an assisted living facility or move into a nursing home, what happens to the house? Does Medicaid want the house? Does the house now count as an asset? And this is what we're going to be talking about in this video. So again, my name is Jason Neufeld. I'm the managing partner of a firm called Elder Needs Law. We serve all of Florida with Medicaid planning, estate planning, and probate administration. This is a Medicaid planning specific question. The idea is, some people know, and if you don't know, this will be good information, that generally speaking, the primary residence, someone's house, someone's homestead, is not counted as an asset when determining whether someone is or is not eligible for Medicaid to help pay for home care, ALF care, or nursing home care in the state of Florida. But the question arises, the concern arises, if I'm no longer living at home because my long-term care needs are so great, I need to be in a facility. And if I'm no longer living at home, am I still allowed to keep that house? Or is it somehow going to be under threat by Medicaid? Or am I going to get kicked off of Medicaid because it's no longer my primary residence? And the answer is, don't worry. The answer is, if you are in an assisted living facility and you're in a nursing home and you want to be on Medicaid or you're on Medicaid, they are still not going to, again, there are some exceptions to this, but they're generally not going to count your primary residence, even if you're not living in that residence, even if there's no reasonable likelihood of you moving back to that primary residence because your care needs are so great. So the good news is you are never going to be forced to sell the primary residence. Now, the issue becomes, well, who's going to pay the upkeep? Because if you're in an ALF or you're in a nursing home, you may need your income to cover the cost of those facilities beyond what Medicaid pays. And that means there may not be anything left to pay for property taxes and maintenance and the utility bills, and even if you're not living there, are still going to be, adding up. The lawn care, right? There are HOA fees. There are expenses, and so that's where we have to talk about who's going to cover those expenses, because it's not going to be Medicaid. Now, sometimes, because we'll be doing estate planning at the same time as Medicaid planning, we have family members who are going to inherit the house, and they have a vested interest in putting their own money in, because after my client passes away, they're going to inherit this hopefully appreciating asset. Other people don't have the wherewithal to do that, and so sometimes what we're doing is we are getting a home equity line of credit, because there's a way to structure that so it does not interfere with Medicaid benefits. Sometimes we're renting out the house. There's a way to rent out the primary residence. This has a double use, because we can benefit from that extra income. My client can benefit from that extra income to help pay for more care and services, and it allows us to remove from the rent money needed to upkeep the house, and we can do that in a Medicaid compliant manner. And other times people want to sell the house. They go, this is just a burden and my family doesn't want to deal with it. No one wants to be a landlord and rent it out, so let's sell it. If you sell it, you're now taking a non-countable asset, right, the primary residence, and you're converting it into cash, which is very much a countable asset, and that's okay. We just have to have a plan in place before that house is sold so you can maintain Medicaid eligibility. So the good news is, regarding your house, no matter the long-term care setting, there are always ways to get whatever it is you want to get done. You want to keep the house, you can keep the house. You want to rent it, we can have you rent it out. You want to sell it, we can put together a plan beforehand and you'll be fine. So if you are anywhere in the state of Florida interested in talking about Medicaid planning, estate planning, probate administration, if you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up, please share it. If you want to talk about this further, set up a consultation. Thank you very much for watching.